Guess not gave this hour. Hello?
Hey there, sir. I was walking around the neighborhood and noticed...
This is an apartment complex.
Tomato.
The worst part of town?
I was walking around the neighborhood.
Okay.
I was walking around the neighborhood and noticed how the smell of a
weak, fragile little boy.
And that smell happened to come from this very unit.
What? Wait. What is this? You smelled me? Look, whatever it is, I'm sure it is important. I'll see you.
Anyways, as I was saying, do you wonder how I got so big and jacked?
No, not really.
I drink this thing called SOYLENT. It's really good. I mean, really fucking good.
Soylent?
Yeah, SOYLENT. The best thing for gaining muscles.
So, you're telling me you knocked on my door at what? 4 o'clock in the morning?
4:15.
Whatever. You knocked on my door at 4:15 in the morning to sell me f***ing Soylent?
Yeah.
Bye.
Yo, wait.
Everyone and their mother played Plant vs. Zombies 1. Charming, simple, iconic, all around a solid game. It would set the tone for what the franchise would be, or at least that's what you thought. Introducing...
Bro, that was so fucking tough.
For a guy so smart and intelligent as me, why am I talking about a game that obviously flopped and didn't do well, when I clearly could have been talking about some other game from PopCap's arsenal, like Garden Warfare and Garden Warfare 2?
PVZ 2 is trash.
That's it. The year is 2013, during what most people considered PopCap's golden age. Plant vs. Zombies 2, their latest project, was a huge success, reaching around 16 million downloads on its first week. Not to mention, an upcoming shooter game was announced and expected to release the following year on the 360. This success, at the moment, revived the hype behind the PVZ brand. But this led to the question, what's next?
I have no clue. As long as it's not another tower defense, I'm all ears. And if you can cram in as many microtransactions as humanly possible. So, any ideas?
Yeah, one second. Hey Craig.
Yeah?
What's in the suggestion box?
Hearthstone?
What about Hearthstone?
Will it be on mobile?
Yeah.
Can we include a gacha system? Preferably in the form of pack openings.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
Yeah, you heard that right. At the time, Hearthstone was booming in the card battler industry. It was well deserved too. They pretty much had it all. Great gameplay, that Blizzard level quality when it came to their visuals, and as expected from any game scored by Peter McConnell, the music was phenomenal.
He also had the music in PVZ 2, PVZ card.
Looking at that, it was no wonder the higher ups were like, okay, it's ours now. We're going to take this game, slather on a bunch of PVZ shit, and call it ours. And so they came up with the idea for Plant vs. Zombies Heroes, a lane-based card collecting strategy game that played really closely to Hearthstone. In retrospect, it was kind of like the Goo Goo Gaga key jangling version of the game, but it's fine. I'm certain you guys like that pre-chewed slop when it comes to games. Not saying Heroes is slop or anything. In fact, it was the farthest thing from slop. Sure, the visuals were saturated and bouncy, but that's what made it good. I kind of hate this day and age where people associate anything remotely fun and colorful with unadulterated slop. It's not as gritty or mature as the Garden Warfare series. But if we use the same caveman reasoning of, we can put slop, it doesn't look like Dark Souls, it's not Dark Souls, it's slop, then we can consider games like Psychonauts to be slop, and obviously that isn't the case.
Yo, you're saying slop a little too much.
What I'm trying to say is there is a clear and obvious line between slop and not slop. If you just look a little beyond what the game shows you. Take a game like Skull Island, The Rise of Kong. It's incredible how they managed to resurrect the spirit of early 2000s licensed trash, easily a frontrunner for the most PS2 game of the year. If this isn't a cash grab, I have no clue what is. I forgot we're talking about PVZ Heroes. Anyways, around 2016, PVZ Heroes had an awkward soft launch period. Having little to no backing from EA, it was sent in a cold plunge into the game space. But I'm pretty sure it mainly was for the metrics to see how players received the game, like retention time or if devs needed to buff or nerf certain cards. To say the least, the game was in rough shape. It didn't even seem like they had a dev team behind it. Horrendous amounts of shitty metas that ruined the player experience, extreme pay to win. Even for EA, this was a new low. Heroes struggled to break into the mainstream like Hearthstone did. Updates slowed and eventually stopped altogether, and effectively left the game dead. It seemed like the game was over. It was finished.
Guys, we did it!
Until this guy showed up. Fry 'em Up Gaming wasn't just some wannabe messiah to the game. This dude effectively rebuilt this game's community from the ground up. And he wasn't some passerby either. He was with the game since launch. His dedication ultimately spurred out a big ripple effect in the community, making him the face of PVZ Heroes, and ultimately revitalizing the game in more ways than one. He would make these really goofy but creative synergy decks that literally everyone used. When I go in ranked now, 98% of the time, it's practically a Fry 'em Up deck. It just goes to show how much of an impact he left on the community. There's proof too. The sudden ripple effect, which I'll call the Fry 'em Up effect,
Bro, shut up, cornball.
caused the devs to somewhat notice the game. As of recently, they implemented at least 2 to 3 balance changes, which is fucking huge for a game this dead. Oh yeah, one last thing. The art direction of this game is by far my favorite in all the franchise. It even tops PVZ 2 and Garden Warfare. I'm normally a hater of 2D rigged puppet animation, but PVZ Heroes makes it work. Their punchy comic book aesthetic, the hero motif, makes the whole thing really pleasant on the eyes. They do what a branch game is supposed to do. They don't break the spirit of the original game. They build off on it and make something new that's still really enjoyable and fun. Unlike games like Battle for Neighborville, where they strayed off too far and ruined what Garden Warfare was about. And PVZ 3, which we all know it's going to be dog shit no matter what they do to the style.
Okay, the video's almost over. Are you gonna show us gameplay or what?
Heroes is a lot to take in. I can't really explain it in one go. So if you want to play it, download the game and try it out for yourself. Or don't.
Why would you even talk about a game that you won't even explain? Like, why? It's just stupid.
Yo, Gertrude, shut the fuck up.